How's it going, guys? Cameron here with Canadian Gamer. Gonna hit up a pawn shop and a boutique video game store today. Let's see what we can find. Should be fun. Stay tuned. Alright, so we're just headed over to the pawn shop here. Main focus, we're going to look for Yakuza 0 and maybe a few other games that would be interesting to be able to stream on the PS4. So yeah, should be fun. I think I saw Yakuza 0 the last time I was in here, so fingers are crossed. Nice original Xbox. Gears of War, Special Edition Xbox 360. Decided to hit up the Aviation Parkway. I know my buddy Marceau, he's a huge aviation enthusiast, so I thought he would get a kick out of this. Sometimes it's nice to come down here and sort of zone out and just sort of relax and watch the different aircrafts take off from the runway. Beautiful day for it as well, absolutely. Alright, so the last stop here, we're going to go over to my local Micro Play, and let's go ahead and see what they've got on the shelves. Still looking for Yakuza 0. Some nice showpieces. An odd Doom collection I had never heard of. Ah, there it is. There it is. Xbox 360 titles going up in price. Alright, so that being said, I've got a few oddities I'd like to show off. So let's head back to the games room, and when I meet you guys there, I'll show you guys what I picked up. Stay tuned. Okay, so we're back in the games room. This is actually my second time trying to film this. Man, you guys don't even know. Sometimes when we shoot these videos as content creators, you know, it's one thing to sort of stumble over your words, you know, once or twice, but sometimes you just can't get it together, especially when you're doing an unscripted, sort of off-the-cuff pickups video like this. I must have stumbled over my words like 5 or 6 times, dropping things and just all over the map. So I said, fuck it, I'll try to record it once more. And it was getting a bit long in the tooth, and I was going on and on and on, and I just couldn't get it together. So very incohesive ramblings of a madman. So yeah, so let me try to do this again. I'm gonna try to go through it maybe way quicker, I guess. So went out, as you saw, and the first thing I did was we hit up the pawn shop, and when I was in there, over where they had like their older games, like their PS2, original Xbox, etc., they had like a CD binder, you know, those big binders, if you will, where you could put the CDs in the sleeves. And I went through it. I didn't see any. I was going through to see maybe there'd be like a Rule of Rose or something rare, but no, there wasn't anything like of the sort. But there was a couple of oddity discs in the binder, and I picked them up here. And the first one, I think John Linneman from Digital Foundry may have talked about on his channel when he was discussing the history of the Namco racing game there, Ridge Racer, and that is an Namco Transmission version 1.03, as you can see here. A very odd and unusual disc I had never seen before, and apparently this was bundled with one of the Tekken games back in the day. And with this disc, it has some demos on it. I think it's got some videos as well and some other oddities. So I might maybe pop this in on the PS2 and do a separate video just showing the contents of this, because while Tekken was a top-selling game back in the day, I don't know if too many people remember or were aware of this disc. So we're going to check out the contents of it. I thought it was a nice little conversation piece in the collection. And then the other disc I picked up, you see this silver disc here labeled DVD player PS2. I'm like, what the hell is that? And it's got the old school, the blue backing to it. So what this was you could buy a DVD remote for your PlayStation 2, because don't forget, guys, back in the day when the PlayStation 2 came out, it was a big deal because a lot of us still had VCRs in our household, and those who were thinking about upgrading to a DVD player at the time, well, the PS2 was a viable option and a solution. So when you bought a PS2, a lot of people out there bought them but weren't gamers. So yeah, you don't exactly want to use a video game controller when you're navigating a DVD player, so you'd pick up the remote, and this is the disc that would come with it. And apparently when you put this disc in, it would update the firmware or the software on your PlayStation 2. I imagine it probably had more to do with the maybe the remote. But yeah, again, I thought it was kind of a unique conversation piece. I had never seen this disc before. So I said, what the hell? These discs were $2 a piece. I said, what the hell? I'll throw them into the collection here. And a nice little conversation piece. Maybe years down the road, if I become a PlayStation 2 connoisseur or a historian, and maybe Kelsey Lewin will be knocking on my door for my expertise, I can say, hey, look at this disc I have, Kelsey. You need this for your archives, baby. It's okay if I call her baby, right? She's single. So the other game I picked up, I had a conversation with somebody recently this week, a younger gentleman, and he told me he played this game on his PC, and we were talking about how it's no secret, obviously, a lot of the PlayStation exclusives are now being ported to the PC. Now, I think you have to wait about 2 years before you can play them on the PC. Spider-Man is a prime example. It was just recently released on the PC after having been released on the PS4 a couple of years ago. And the other game that falls into that category would be God of War. Now, I'm a huge fan of God of War. I played through the original on the PS2. I absolutely loved it. Obviously, the QuickTime events are not everyone's cup of tea, but for the most part, I really enjoyed it. I got into God of War 2. I didn't get too far, and I walked away from it. I have the critically acclaimed God of War 3 for the PS3, which I have not yet played. And I also have the God of War games that were released on the PSP that were ported to the PS3. So I got to get to all these games. I have a huge backlog. But he was telling me, he's like, no. He's like, Cam, listen to me. He's like, this is a cinematic adventure. Don't be turned off by the fact that Santa Monica Studios, kind of changed a bit of the gameplay elements as far as it now being over the shoulder, third person perspective, which kind of deviates from the original series, let's be honest here. But again, what has Santa Monica Studios touched that hasn't turned to gold, right? So I did watch a lot of reviews of this game when it first came out, and I wasn't crazy about the father and son bonding. I wasn't really, I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to be into this or not. I don't know if I'm into older Kratos. I don't know. But, for $15, I think I paid $15 for it. Let's be honest here. It's a must-have for the PS4. And I'm sure this would be a lot of fun to stream on my channel. So I'm looking forward to it. So, yeah, God of War for the PS4. Now, the other game that I picked up at the pawn shop was Days Gone. Now, this game got shit on when it was released. The graphics didn't quite look as good as the sizzle reel from E3, but over time it has become a bit of a cult classic. Now, when I watch it, the gameplay footage, online, of all things, it kind of reminds me of Alan Wake in a way. Now, hear me out. Obviously, the gameplay looks quite a bit different than Alan Wake. But does it? It's third-person view. You're running around. Now, here it's more post-apocalyptic. You're shooting zombies, obviously. But as far as the setting is concerned, it looks like it takes place in maybe like a Maine or a New Hampshire, out in the wilderness. And I really love games that take place out in the mountains, out where all the trees are. Kind of like a Twin Peaks vibe, if you will. So, yeah, Days Gone. I paid, $10, $15 for it. And this, again, would be a fun one to stream. I'm looking forward to getting into this. I could care less if the graphics aren't quite up to snuff as to what people had expected from this game. Hey, I see gameplay footage of this online. I think the graphics look pretty damn good. So, are the character animations a little bit janky? Maybe. But that's probably not going to be enough for me to not want to play the game. So Days Gone, again, I probably wouldn't have paid full retail for it, but for $15, if it's no good, I can certainly donate it or get rid of it. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. Which, by the way, I didn't talk about it on the channel, but I did sort of purge my collection recently. I did sort of donate maybe 5 or 6 games that I just wasn't playing. That were in my collection that I didn't really need, so I wanted to free up some space. So, yeah, it's always good to purge the collection once in a while, guys. Let's be honest here. A lot of us have probably more than we would ever need as far as gamers are concerned, and you've always got a couple of games that you look at, you're like, am I going to ever play that? And that's exactly what I did. So the last game I picked up at the pawn shop, they had 3 copies of this game. They had 2 that were marked up at $34.99, which is basically retail price. And they had another one that was, for whatever reason, they had marked at $19.99, and it was sealed, mint, brand new. And that was SnowRunner. So I picked up Mud Runner a couple of weeks back for the Xbox One. Full disclosure, I haven't really had time to really get into it. But I played a little bit of it, and I thought it was a lot of fun. So I know a lot of you guys probably haven't played SnowRunner or Mud Runner, so at least now I can pop this on my PS4 when I get a chance and maybe stream a little bit of this as well. It is a little bit of a slower affair, a chill game, if you will, and that would be the perfect type of game to stream, in my opinion. So, yeah, SnowRunner, I got a real good deal on it, brand new for $20, can't go wrong. And the last game I picked up at the pawn shop here. Now, if Metal Jesus Rocks is watching this video, he's going to get a huge hard-on when he sees this. I picked up a big box PC game. They had a couple there. They had Lynx LS 2001. They had a couple other sports titles as well. But the one that really piqued my interest, partially because of the artwork on the box. And maybe Marcus from Dads and Lads Gaming, if you're watching this might pique your interest as well, because I know you're a huge fan of the advanced Dungeons and Dragons world. And this is Planescape Torment. Now, I remember when this game came out, what was it, 1999? Maybe around that time, correct me if I'm wrong. This was critically acclaimed. This was very much in the same vein as the Baldur's Gate games of the time. Dare I say, maybe Diablo? So the reason why I picked this up, done by Black Isle Games, is that how you pronounce it? Black Isle? Yeah. The reason why I picked this up, I'm probably going to pop it on my computer. I'm going to see if I can actually get it running using the original disc. If not, it's still kind of cool to have for the collection. And I do like these RPGs once in a while, so I thought it was cool. How about that box art? It kind of looks like the guy from the board game Nightmare, if you will. So, yeah, pretty cool. $5. I picked it up for $5, complete in box. Big box PC game, baby. Big box. Yeah, so there you have it. Planescape Torment. Let me know if you guys have played this. And let me know, was this released back in the day on the PS1 or maybe the Sega Saturn? Let me know. And so the final game I picked up when I was at Microplay, already at the 12-minute mark. Wow. I finally found this. I've been looking for it all over, and that's Yakuza 0 for the PS4. Now, the reason why I picked this up, shout-outs to my buddy Marceau. As you guys have probably noticed watching our channels, we've really gotten into speedrunning, the website speedruns.com. And now, it's hard for us to really post good gameplay footage. At least some of us. Marceau's gameplay footage is fine, but for myself as well as Elfiner, we don't have caption cards, so we're pretty literally. We've got our fucking smartphones and our camcorders in front of our TVs filming our speedruns, and while it is sufficient for our submissions as far as that's concerned, it leaves a little bit to be desired as far as you guys wanting to watch our videos. So with Yakuza 0, now I'm not so much looking to play that game. Within this game, it's kind of like Shenmue back in the day. There's actually the arcade version of Outrun, and you've also got the arcade version of Super Hang-On, which really piques my interest. I don't know what other arcade games are in here from Sega, but those two specifically. The idea is, obviously, play this game offline, right? Once I get to the area where you can play these retro arcade games, then I would start to stream, and I could stream my speedruns, and not only that, you guys could tune in and watch me do my speedruns as I try to get the fastest time, So I'm really looking forward to that, because honestly, playing the original Outrun via my original Xbox through Outrun 2, while it is unlockable, it is a bit of a pain in the ass to sort of play it on the original Xbox for a number of different reasons. So to be able to play it on Yakuza 0 right off my PS4 and to be able to upload the content and save it to my YouTube channel, that's going to do a wonder. So absolutely, thanks for the advice on that, Marceau. Now, I paid $20 for this. You can definitely get it for cheaper online through eBay. I think I saw it for about $5, but I wanted it right now. I don't want to wait till later. I wanted it right now, but for whatever reason, I was having a hard time finding it. I did find a Yakuza game at the pawn shop, but it was another one. It was called like Yakayami. I don't know. You guys can let me know in the comments below. But who knows? Maybe I'll put on Yakuza 0 and I'll get hooked on the actual game. I don't know. We'll see. So as you can see, I'm up to my wrists in video games. No shortage of games to play. But that was it for today's little pickup. It was a combination of getting out of the house, going on a little road trip. Sometimes it's good to sort of just go out for a drive and clear your head. And while I was out, I thought I'd pick up a few games. All this combined was about maybe $70. So for less than the price of a brand new video game that you could buy at Walmart, I picked up all these games. So you guys laugh at me when I go to the thrift store or the pawn shop. But as you can see, an example would be SnowRunners or Days Gone. I paid a fraction of what those games were when they came out brand new. And, the squeaky wheel gets the grease, I guess you would say. I don't know if that's the right context for that phrase. But, yeah, deals to be had, absolutely. So, yeah, so I guess I'll cut it off there. Video is getting a bit long in the tooth. But for those of you who stuck around, I really do appreciate it. And, again, look forward to me streaming a couple of these titles. And maybe talking a little bit more about Planescape Torment. I'm interested to see if any of you guys that are watching this video, if that piques your interest. And if so, if you do, leave a comment talking about it. I'm limited as to what I can say. I remember the advertisements back in PC Gamer back in the day, but I never played the game, but I know it is critically acclaimed. So, yeah, so that's it, guys. That's it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Saturday night. Take care.